Welcome back to you watching this video. So for this video, it is just a continuation of constructing your basic PERT CPM network diagram. Okay, so we have here another example. From the following information below, draw the CPM network and the number the events in proper sequence. So we have here activities A and B are starting activities that may begin at the same time. So they are parallel activities. When we say parallel activities, they are happening at the same time. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to draw my starting point. Okay, so this is my first node. Okay, and I have here three activities. So I'll be having three arrow. So let's say this is A. So increase lang natin yung kanyang size. Then I'm going to copy that. And lastly, I have here, okay, so then next is, I have it here, we decrease that by, let's say, 44, okay. So this is activity A. Next, I have here activity B. Then I have here activity C. Okay, so wala ang duration na binigay dito. So we're just going to construct our network diagram. Okay. Next is D and E follows A and cannot start until A is completed. So there will be two successors of A. So I'll be having another node here, and I'll be having two arrows. So let's say this is activity D. This one is activity D, and another one is for activity E. Okay, did you satisfy the condition? D and E follows A, so yes, they are following A. And cannot start until A is completed. So both A is completed, so we can now start with D and E. Next, G follows and depends on C. So we have another node here. Then we have activity G. Okay, so activity G. Then F is dependent on the completion of B and D. Okay, so if we are going to place another node here, so this is B, and activity D should also be connected. So what I'm going to do is I'll extend this one. So I'll extend this arrow here and I'll transfer D here. So from ilipat natin siya mula sa taas, lipat natin siya sa baba. Okay. Wait lang. So transfer that one there. Then for the arrowhead, we have it here. Okay, there is your activity D. Then what we have said, F is dependent on completion of B and D. So we will be having activity F here, and F cannot start unless activity D and E would be finished. So we were able to satisfy the condition. So this one is activity F. Then G and F must be done before H can start. So G and F should be done. So magdudugtong itong dalawa. So what I'm going to do is to place another node here. And I am going to connect G here. Okay. So I'm going to place G here. So ang gagawin natin, I'll just insert a straight line there. Okay. So it would be connected still. Okay. Then increase the line width. Okay. So that is activity G. So we will be having another activity here which is dependent upon completion of F and G, and that is activity H. So this is activity H. Then J also depends on the completion of G and F. Okay, and it is an ending activity. So it is an ending activity. Wait, I think pagpalitin natin. So dito natin ilagay si H. Dito ko ilalagay si activity J. It's still the same because it is dependent on G and F. Okay, so this is activity. What activity is this? This is activity J. Okay, so baliktarin natin yung ating no. This one. So place it there, then this direction. Okay, dun yung buntot. Then dito yung kanyang tail. Okay, it's already connected. Then this now is my activity H. So I was able to satisfy the condition. But activity J, according to our given, activity J is an ending activity. So I'll be placing our end node here. So this is my end node. Then I is also an ending activity but cannot start unless but cannot start until E and H are completed. So, mali itong part na ito. Bakit? According here, E and H are completed. So, E and H would meet. So, what I'm going to do is to transfer H here at the top. Okay? So, I'll place another node here. Ayan, I'll place another node there. Then, I am going to extend E. Okay? So, yeah. Yeah. Then, I'll transfer H here. Likewise with this one. Okay. So this one is activity H. So I'll be deleting. Oh no, we might use that later on. Okay, so we were able to satisfy now because I is also an ending activity, but it cannot start unless E and H are completed. So we have here activities E and H. So we have here activity I. So we connect it here, but take note, activity I is an ending activity. So it will be connected to our end node. Okay. Then we have here activity I. And this is my network diagram. Let's check. A and B are starting activity, ABC starting activities and may begin at the same time. So ABC, correct. Then we have D and E follows A and cannot start until A is completed. So we have here D and E. Next, F is dependent on the completion of B and D. So F is dependent upon completion of B and D, correct. Then G and F must be done before H. So we have here G and F must be done before H. So we are correct. H, we have here H. It cannot be done until F and G are complete. Then J is also dependent on G and F. So we have here J dependent dependent on G and F, and it is an ending activity. So we direct it to our last node. Then I is also an ending activity. So we have here I, but it cannot start until E and H are completed. And the last thing that we need to do is to write our node number. So let's say this is node 1. Let's change the color of this one because our the color of our node is white, so we'll be able to see. If we convert that to black. Okay, so this is node 1. Then I think this is node number 2. By the way, this is dependent on how you were able to draw your network diagram. So pwede magpalit-palit yung position ng numbering as long as you follow the rule left to right, top to bottom. Okay? Then we will not be having, but of another consideration here is the flow of your diagram. If you're going to check it here, the flow of diagram is this way. Therefore, my number 5 would be this. This would be my number 5 because because node I is dependent on H. It is not otherwise. So I'll place my 5 here. Then yung number 6 ko naman is nasa taas. Okay? I repeat, another factor to consider would be the flow of the diagram. Hindi naman kasi siya pababa. If H is pointing downwards, then I can place my number 5 here. But since the direction of my diagram is upward, my number 6 would be at the top. Okay? Then we have here node number 7. So this is my complete TPM network diagram.